Zhou Shun tidied up briefly and then opened the door. Brother Zhou, congratulations on joining the Pill Treasure Pavilion as an alchemy apprentice. The visitor was none other than Shan Xianghai, eager to offer his congratulations as soon as the door was opened. It's still too early to say that. Whether it happens depends on the assessment in 6 months. Zhou Shun waved his hand, but there was a hint of confidence in his words. Not to mention that his cultivation is now more than halfway through the 3rd layer Qi refining. His spirit root talent has also reached the middle grade level. Among the 30 selected individuals, he was already among the top. Let alone having the divine sense of a late-stage Qi refining cultivator at the 3rd layer Qi refining stage. Whether it's refining herbs or controlling the fire, it would be very helpful. Zhou Shun warmly welcomed Shan Xianghai inside. As soon as they sat down, Zhou Shun took out a pot of spirit wine and 2 cups, placing them on the table. Shan Xianghai, without any formality, picked up the wine pot, poured himself a cup, and drank it all in one go, then said discontentedly, "You really kept this a secret from me, Brother Zhou. I suddenly heard about your name in the West Plaza today, and it truly surprised me." Zhou Shun laughed heartily and said, "That's my fault. How about I drink 3 cups as punishment?" With that, he picked up the wine pot and drank 3 cups of spirit wine in succession. Shan Xianghai naturally didn't really blame Zhou Shun. He was just complaining a bit. "Brother Zhou, how do you plan to celebrate such a joyous event?" Zhou Shun was taken aback upon hearing this. He hadn't really thought about it, but since Shanghai brought it up, it's indeed worth celebrating properly. "Invite a few close friends. A small celebration among ourselves will do." Zhou Shun thought for a moment and replied. The original owner's parents passed early, so past friendships had faded away long ago. After Zhou Zhan transmigrated, he was worried about being exposed by those who knew him, so he actively reduced social interactions. Other than going to Miaofu Pavilion for his duties, he mostly stayed in and cultivated. Over the years, there were very few people he still interacted with. Even Shan Xianghai visited mostly because he took the initiative. "All right then, do you have a date planned, Brother Zhao?" Shan Xianghai naturally had no objections to this. "I have to report to the Pill Treasure Pavilion in 3 days, so how about tomorrow?" Zhou Shun thought for a while and said, he then began calculating the materials needed for the small celebration. "There's enough spirit rice and spirit tea at home, no need to buy more. There are only 2 pots of spirit wine left, and spirit fruit, demon beast flesh need to be bought. Leave that to me. I'm quite familiar with shopkeeper Hu at the East Market Spiritual and Miscellaneous Shop, and he offers discounts." Shan Xianghai said boldly. Both he and Shan Ershu were demon-hunting cultivators and had many dealings with the shopkeepers there. Zhou Shun nodded. "Then I'll trouble you, Xianghai." After buying spirit wine, spirit fruit, demon beast flesh, and so on, Shan Xianghai returned with large bags. Acquainted neighbors curiously asked, "Xianghai, you've hit it big buying all those spiritual objects." "Haha, you didn't know. My brother Zhao successfully got selected as an alchemy apprentice at the Pill Treasure Pavilion, and this is for celebrating him tomorrow." Such joyful news. Naturally, Shan Xianghai didn't keep it secret and shared it boastfully. "Brother Zhou, Zhou Shun?" "Indeed." Soon, the news of Zhou Shun being selected as an alchemy apprentice at the Pill Treasure Pavilion spread out. The next day, at Zhou Shun's home, Zhou Shun got up early and tidied up the house. Shan Xianghai also came to help prepare the demon beast flesh. Time quickly went by until 9:30 a.m. Outside, a hearty voice came through. "Ha ha ha, Shun, I heard you got into the Pill Treasure Pavilion." The one who came was a middle-aged man in his 40s, broad and sturdy, dressed like a martial artist, bearing a resemblance to Shan Xianghai by 4 to 5 points in facial features. "Shan Ershu, when did you return? It's been almost a year since we last met." Zhou Shun joyfully greeted. After the original owner's parents passed, he relied heavily on this Shan Ershu for help, allowing him to stay at Red Leaf Square smoothly. Otherwise, how could a teenager with a wealthy inheritance survive in the wolf-like cultivation realm? The man laughed heartily, and with a palm as large as a fan, gave Zhou Shun's shoulder a heavy pat, nearly causing Zhou Shun to stagger. "Not bad. You've grown up, though you're a bit weak. Find some time to practice a body-refining technique." Zhou Shun smiled and nodded, then pointed inside and said, "Urshu, please come in and take a seat." Inside, a 5-foot-long table was filled with spirit fruit, spirit wine, and gourmet food made from demon beast flesh and spirit fish. Once inside, the middle-aged man didn't sit down but instead tapped his waist. A flash of white light later, an ancient wooden box appeared in his hand. Urshu doesn't have anything great, but he was lucky to find a spirit medicine in the mountains. Take it to celebrate your entry into Pill Treasure Pavilion. Urshu, this is too precious. One must know, not every spirit plant can be called a spirit medicine. Each plant's market value is over 100 spirit essences. Just last time, after hunting a golden spirit rat, Zhou Shun only got 70 spirit essences, not enough to buy even the lowest tier 1 low-grade spirit medicine. Once Urshu gives something, there's no taking it back. The man's face hardened, feigning anger. With a gift from an elder, one dare not refuse. Your nephew accepts it. Seeing this, the man nodded in satisfaction and sat down. While chatting, the room darkened slightly. Everyone looked outside, only to see a figure filling the entire doorway. "Steward Lin, you're here." Zhou Jun greeted warmly. He had Steward Lin to thank for being able to live here. Otherwise, if he had been kicked out of Red Leaf Square, Zhou Jun could guess his fate. So towards this fat steward, Zhou Shun was genuinely grateful and invited him to the celebration. "Not bad. Work diligently." The fat steward praised lightly and handed a cloth bag to Zhou Shun. With the arrival of the fat steward, all of Zhou Shun's invited guests were present. Just as they were about to start the feast, another commotion was heard outside. "Brother Zhou! Brother Zhou!" Heading out to sea, a youth dressed as a servant, along with several companions, were standing respectfully outside the door. "Oh, it's you guys. I've been dismissed from Miaofu Pavilion. Why are you here?" Zhou Shun said coldly. Back in his downtrodden days, these were the same people who mocked him publicly. "Brother Zhou, we heard you've been recruited by the Pill Treasure Pavilion, so we came to congratulate you. It was wrong of us last time. Forgive our lack of vision. Please pardon us." The youth dressed as a servant said apologetically, "Yes, Brother Zhou, please be the bigger person and forgive us." The others chimed in. The youth finished speaking and took out a bulging pouch from his bosom, extending it toward Zhou Shun. Seeing this, Zhou Shun coldly chuckled in his heart. As the ancient saying goes, repay enmity with virtue, what then to repay virtue? One should repay enmity with straightforwardness. Zhou Shun took the bag without hesitation. Opening it, he said, 50 spirit essences. You guys indeed bled for this." Seeing Zhou Shun accepted the pouch, they thought he forgave them and sighed in relief. Speaking in familiar tones, they said, "Brother Zhou, it was our mistake before. We'll definitely host a table at Celestial Fragrance Tower to apologize to you personally in the future." Zhou Jun waved his hand and said coldly, "All right, you've delivered the spirit essences. Don't appear before me again. Our grievances and ties are over and done with." The servant stood stupefied momentarily, exchanging glances with his companions. "What, are you not satisfied?" Zhou Shun slightly frowned. No. The servant quickly caught on, pulling his companions to leave briskly.